ICC front, we will have more discussions on this in the coming days. We hope to have also Justice Carpio, among others, to also discuss this. And as I said, whether ikaw ay isang journalist, isang netizen, isang blogger, I think one of the things we have to do is remind yung ating mga kababayan na marami pong mga pamilyang na biktima. Marami pong mga kababayan natin na walang boses. Not literally because they don't have a voice, but because wala silang political clout. Hindi sila na-interview ng media or hindi sapat yung coverage sa kanila. Patricia Evangelista obviously has done a fantastic work. God bless her. In terms of covering the horror there. At the same time, as someone who's a writer and all, naintindihan ko, the reason nagvo-vlogger ako is because I know most people don't read, especially sa Pilipinas. At mahal ang mga libro. So, people go to vlogs, people go to news na libre over YouTube. Kaya and visual ang mga Pilipino. Visual not in terms of reading letters on a paper, but visual in terms of, they want to see things. And para sa akin, mahalaga talaga na magkakaroon tayo ng more interviews and coverage dun sa mga sufferings, traumas, yung kwentong buhay ng mga biktima ng EJK. Obviously, hindi yung mga namatay because hindi na natin sila makausap, but yung mga families sila. Or at least let's ask their families about the background of these people, their history, their humanity. Because as I said, and please, do not use the Lord's words in vain, all right? I see a lot of people selectively quoting from the Holy Book to say na, oh, we just have to follow the president. Blah, blah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong. That's a sin. And as I said, klarong Biblia, di ba? He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous are both alike an abomination to the Lord. Nasa Proverbs yan. Basahin nyo yan, and we can go and talk about many other verses about the importance of justice, right? From Jesus himself, all right? So please don't try to use the Lord's words in vain. I'll call you out, all right? I'll call you out, okay? So on that note, dapat tuloy-tuloy ito, and I hope the risks that and the effort and the emotions and the talent and the skills and moments and hours and years that people like Patricia Evangelista, the reporters of Victoria Tulad, a lot of my colleagues of in GMA, in ABS-CBN back in the day, all of them, they put into covering the war on drugs. Sana hindi lang panahon ni Digong yan. Sana tuloy-tuloy ito. Sana makover natin ito, guys, in terms of the stories yung mga biktima. Please, kailangan talaga natin yan. Mahalaga talaga yan. Dapat marinig ng mga taong bayan itong kwento na yan. Kaya ako, in particular, I looked at the case of Argentina because we're not alone. Unfortunately, we're not alone in terms of suffering from mass human rights violations, dictatorship. But I think we have done a very poor job compared to our counterparts in Latin America and other post-dictatorship countries in terms of coming to terms with human rights violations. It goes without saying that BBM, in my opinion, has not come clean on the legacy of his father and his family. And, well, obviously, hindi tayo realistic if you want to expect under BBM there'll be something in terms of his own family's legacy. But maybe he can do something at least with Duterte's legacy, because obviously this is also politically beneficial to him for reasons that we don't need to even explain anymore, because it's quite obvious to everyone what's going on right now. So, and not to mention, obviously, itong nangyari under Duterte is, you're talking tens of thousands in just a span of few years, right? Mas marami pang EJK nangyari nung 6 years na yan kaysa yung 20 years ni Marcos, based on some of the numbers and estimates we're looking at, and hundreds of children, or at least 122 confirmed in the earlier years of Digong. So this is crazy, guys. So I don't think we can call ourselves a real democracy or even a decent civilized nation. We are a decent civilized nation, but we have to prove it. We have to demonstrate. We have to remind the world that we are indeed what we are, right? This is a Christian, God-loving nation. So I think it's important that we remind the world that we're not gonna let this slide. Now, naintindihan ko na there's fear, there's hesitation, there are broken institutions, but let's make sure that the arc of history bends towards some kind of justice here. Again, I'm not naive. Our history of holding people in power to account is very poor. Ilan bang mga kurakot na top officials na nakulong? Yung mga Napoles type mga lang, di ba? Yung iba nga binalik pa sa ano. I know I have no walang yatong TikTok na to. Sorry. I have no illusions about the shortcomings in our political and judicial system, and I think the reason why you had Digong is precise because of that broken judicial system we had. Am I being censored sa TikTok? Because I'm talking about Digong. No, just kidding. But you see, if Argentina and other countries who also have had broken systems can move in a certain direction, why shouldn't we do it? Diba? So I really suggest you check the case of Argentina, Eloisio, and then the great movie that they made recently at Argentina 1985 about the trials of the former generals and top officials involved. Now, one of the key things in you see in that movie is that marami na pro-military, pro-junta na nagre-red tagging, na yung mga tipong ubusin, yung mga ganyan. Nung nakita nila yung mga pamilya ng mga biktima, nung nakita nila yung mga biktima mismo, nung narinig nila sa mga biktima mismo, yung mga na-rape, na-torture, then medyo yung iba sa kanila lumambot na or nagdalawang isip. And some of them even had epiphany and moments of redemption. So, napakamahalaga na yung mga may platforms, may bosses, yung mga media natin, also show the side of the victims. Hindi lang i-report yung ilang namatay. Hindi lang i-report ito yung nangyari sa ICC. Hindi lang i-report ano sinabi ni Digong. Hindi lang i-report ano sinabi ni Harry or yung sinabi ng isang abogado or yung sinabi ng isang propagandist. Hindi. Dapat marinig din natin yung boses ng literally yung boses ng mga biktima, yung mga pamilya ng mga biktima. Kasi ang biktima dito hindi lang yung na-EJK pati yung pamilya nila, yung mga traumatized na bata, yung mga traumatized na families. So, I know there are many people there who are excited. Ito na, Duterte or Gota. But I think people are forgetting that this is not about being against one family or one dynasty or one trapo or one president. This is about the conscience of our nation. This is about our judicial system. This is about us embodying, the Christian values, the monotheistic values, the values of decency and human rights, right? Hindi yung disente na liberal party na dilawan. Hindi, I mean like, hindi pwede na tens of thousands die and parang wala lang. Hindi pwede yan. What kind of democracy is that? Right? It's not gonna work. Right? So we have to do something really about it. Right? So I hope this will be also a reason for people to listen to the voiceless. So that we are reminded that hindi lang yung mga mayayaman ng tao, hindi lang yung mga Englisherong tao, hindi lang yung mga magaling magsalitang tao, hindi lang yung mga pwede mag-afford ng abogadong tao, hindi lang yung mga namamarites sa hearing sa Senate ay tao. Tao din yung mga ibang kababayan natin na may not have, the kind of communicative capital, to put it that way, Habermasian way. But kababayan natin mga to. They are just as human as us. They have human rights like us. They need to be heard. On that note, thank you very much, mga kameta. As much as there are times na talagang mapapakamot ka ng ulo, there are also times na you say, who knows, maybe things will also move in the right direction. On that note, God bless you. Thank you very much, and mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Please continue to support us. Libre lang mag-subscribe, libre lang mag-comment. I don't mind if my stars and stickers support you. Also appreciate that. But please at least subscribe to us and continue to support us and recommend us to other people to follow us. Yes, minsan nagloloko tayo and all of that, but deep inside, this is something serious, and you can see that in the long, substantial conversation we have with leading experts in this country and around the world. Salamat, God bless, and talk to you soon. Anong drama?